make any sense. All right. What is going on, guys? Greggles TV and Initial Focus doing TekBloid live. I think it's episode 16. He's saying episode 17. Who knows who's right? All we know is we're here every single week, every Thursday live around 3 to 4 p.m. Pacific time. So just follow us, our channels, and turn on your alerts for the channel, and you will be on and in the know. Let's get to it. Today's two top stories, we're going to talk about Yahoo's 500 million account breach. Ooh. We're also going to talk about Google Allo. It's their new iMessenger client type chat message app. Google Pixel, and then something to do with the iPhone 7 camera and blurring some stuff out in the background that Tobin's extremely excited about, but it's probably not a big deal, but... I'm just kidding. All right, let's start off with the biggest story of the day and right off the bat, the week, I would say. So Yahoo has had a breach. A state, they mean, I guess a country, breached into Google's servers back in 2014 and stole 500 million accounts, like their personal information as their name, their email addresses, their passwords, stuff like that. 500 million. That's like all of the United States and then a little bit of another country. That's a lot, dude.
That's insane. Yeah. And that's why I used to have Yahoo, and then I believe like a long time ago, my old Facebook got hacked through an old Yahoo, and so I got rid of. I'm not a Yahoo fan. I've always thought their security patches and stuff has been pretty weak. How about you? Are you a Yahoo
I use
guy?
Yahoo Mail when I order stuff, like when I buy stuff online,
So it's
Amazon.
your like receipt bin type
Kind of.
thing, or
I
something?
mean, I end up deleting the emails, but yeah, I use it more for my orders and stuff, and occasionally a family member or two will email me back on it, but otherwise I don't really use it that much. But I don't it feels like it's caught up to Yahoo in some regards, but there's still too much going on it, like all these ads, or unless you block them out. But
When they have the news and
yeah, the
stuff.
ads, the news, all this junk
I know
everywhere.
some people like it for that. It's like the one-stop shop for the like daily
Yeah.
news and everything, but I'm a Google guy. I like going to google.com, having the one search bar, and that's it.
Is that why Google's your favorite phone company? I hate you,
Nothing.
Craig.
Nothing.
No, but it's like it's kind of scary because the data has been stolen for over a year and it's just coming to light now. I mean, they probably knew.
Yeah, that's probably the most crazy part.
Yeah, they probably knew or had some kind of inclination that this actually happened, but it's been the end of 2014. So we went through all of 2015 and then actually 2 years, almost all of 2016 before this information gets out that somebody stole 500 million account data from Yahoo. Dude, does that make you worried? Like, so say it was Google or Apple. Would that concern you that your data is out there and that people are going to get into everything that you own?
No, to be honest, I'm never concerned about that type of stuff. Um, I'm pretty good about like my important accounts all being somewhat different. Um, but besides a very few amount of accounts, like I am the type of person that is all about convenience over, um, being scared of that type of
Yeah.
stuff. So when it comes to like downloading apps, and a lot of people are like, no location services, no push notifications, and I'm like, yes, yes, yes. Like, to me, it's like, what's the point of having all this stuff if you're not going to open up? I mean, I'm not saying post your social security number and pictures of your debit cards and stuff, but um, I definitely, I don't know, I don't worry about it on a daily basis. How about you?
Yeah, I don't really worry about it on a daily basis too. As I've gotten more like in with my channel and stuff, I worry about it a little bit more. So that's why I put a
Yes, that's another reason.
two step access.
A
That's which is kind
two-step
of a
on
pain in
there.
the ass though sometimes because I switch phones all the time, and I mean it
Yep.
just is a pain in the ass. So I like it, but I feel a little bit more safe. But I mean people still can get around that. So it kind of sucks, but at least it gives us security in the fact that even if someone had your password, they still would have to get a text message or turn on, okay, the login of that specific place that you're logging in with your account information. So I like that, but I don't know. I said a lot of buts. I think I said about 6 buts there. I didn't know what other words to say. But that's very scary. I'm hopefully not affected by this. I didn't get an email. People that were affected supposedly got emails. I didn't get one. My buddy at work said he got locked out of his Yahoo account, so his password got. Did your password get messed up, or you just completely delete your account, or you don't use it for Yahoo?
Me, I haven't had an active Yahoo account in probably 4 or 5 years.
Okay. All right, let's go to the chat room. See what we got in here. On my side, they want us to. Someone was asking me about you. If you, Joel was asking me if you've installed the newest Mac OS.
Yes. I've had the beta on my MacBook forever, and then just yesterday, I always leave my Pro. I don't put betas on that just because I need that for videos, so I don't want it to be buggy. But I did update it yesterday.
God, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
He was just saying it bricked his MacBook Pro, so he's wondering how it was for you.
Oh, really? It was totally fine for me. I honestly, knock on wood, have never had an issue with Mac OS so much. I've had incompatibility, like if software isn't updated yet, but Mac OS for me has always been a pretty stable upgrade and stuff. But I know some people, like my father, don't. He just upgraded to last year's operating system like a week ago.
Well, it doesn't. There's not much of a difference anyway. It's like all Apple software. Flyboy was asking if I like WWE. Yes, I love WWE. Fun English teachers asking me about third-party fast chargers that work with Samsung. Yes, fun English teacher. Yes, if you look on my channel and you type fast charger, I actually did a review of at least one, I think 2 fast chargers. So check those out. Can QHD screen hinder battery life and performance? Definitely. Yes to both. Battery life for sure. Performance, phones should be able to handle it with proper software optimization. Late for the party. Who's late for the party?
The only question I have on my side is asked you guys hear, well, you wouldn't, this wouldn't apply to you as much, but hearing the hissing sound on the back of the 7.
Oh, yeah. Some people are saying about that. Yeah, tell me a little bit about that. Well, should we save that for the iPhone? You know what? Go right into the iPhone. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, the hissing part is basically if I've played like a YouTube video basically, and if you take it and put the Apple logo essentially to your ear, you can hear. I wouldn't describe it. I'd describe it more of a crackle than a hiss, but I can see where people get hiss. It's a very interesting sound.
Yeah.
But it is one, like, yeah, it's an issue, I guess, but people are blowing it way out of proportion. You literally have to put it to your ear. If you're holding it like this, and I'm sure maybe someone has a bad iPhone and it is audibly very loud, but anyone I've seen, bless you, was if you hold it at a normal. I never ever heard it. It wasn't until I saw everything about it and I was like, I wonder. And I put a video at max volume and pressed it into my ear, and I was like, oh, okay, I can hear it, I guess. But yeah, people are calling it Hissgate, and someone explained it. It's because the audio driver is so big now, so the vibrations are going throughout the phone and it's hitting something. I don't know, but I think it's a really dumb argument. If you're worried about it in terms of not getting the phone because of it, it's a really stupid reason, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So you just want me to jump into
let me just say, because before we jump onto iPhone, so Muracade is saying that he likes Yahoo because you can easily delete all the junk and trash with click of one button. He also said that...
can you not do that with every email
client? I know, I think you can do that with every email client, but maybe Yahoo special. I have not. He's asking if we've noticed that the Note 7 charges slower, the new one. I would say no. BlackBerry is rumored to be... well, there's a lot of chat going on here. Do you have anything in your chat room before we go into Apple?
Just a couple of Yahoo stuff, but nothing new.
Okay, cool. Yeah, jump into the whatever you want to say about the iPhone and those cool pictures.
So first, the main story was talking about shipping times and stuff in case anyone has ordered them. Because as anyone knows, I have the Gold 7 Plus, but I will be switching that out for the, as people are calling, unicorn one of the jet black 7 Plus once that comes in. Shipping times did slip to January in the very beginning, but since the jet black is currently still sitting um, at November, but people are starting to get their notifications very early. So you can definitely, and we talked about this a little bit last week, and I'm pretty sure Apple just waits to see what's the most popular, and then they like immediately ramp up crazy amounts of production. So I think that's what's happening because they're catching up pretty quick. But if you are curious about what phones are in stock where, there's a really cool website that is called istocknow.com. And if you go to it, it's just a simple map of the US. I'm not sure if it works for, I don't believe it works for any other country. But it has basically every Apple store in the US, and you choose what phone you want or all of them. And it basically shows you a green or red for each little pin for an Apple
Okay.
store. And so, like, for example, when you choose Jet Black 7 Plus 256 AT&T, which is the one I was looking for, it just doesn't exist in a single store in the country.
That sucks.
And it updates every like couple seconds, so
Okay.
it's pretty accurate, which is nice.
That's cool.
Yeah, and then the last thing was that was new, and I'm actually updating to the beta right now. So I was looking at my phone earlier. So we've seen it on other phones, but basically, when you take a picture with like a fancy DSLR, like if you took a picture of me right now, my face would be in focus and the background would look all blurry, and that's how you get the professional, look. And a couple of DSLRs have come out in the past, year or two and attempted to, through software, mimic that blurred out background, and it's never really worked. And so this beta that just came out, it was a feature promised at the event, and they said it would come out later. So it's not available to the public, but if you want the public beta, you can get it for free at apple.com/beta or beta.apple.com, one of those two. It, through software, blurs out the background, and the edges are very good. Past phones, the edges look really fake, and it looks like someone did a really bad Photoshop job. But this actually looks
Do
really
you have
good.
a sample you can throw into the...
I was trying to send it. I know if I cut away, it's going to be
Cut it.
empty.
Cut it.
I'll tell you, yeah, if I cut away from mine, it's OBS isn't set up.
That's okay.
for
So that's cool that they...
Check out my channel. I'll do a video on it soon enough.
Cool. I'm loving it, like McDonald's. Thank you guys so far for watching. I'm Greggles TV. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put new videos out every single day. And we got Initial Focus is the king of the Apple Core, the king of ambient tech videos. Awesome stuff.
Ambient.
I like that. So actually, the music I listen to, I match that up with your video. I don't put the music together, but it's very reminiscent of the music I listen to, actually. It's cool. So make sure you follow him as well. Make sure you follow us both. You can see us in the middle of the screen right there. Follow us, Greggles TV and Initial Focus LLC on Twitter. Thanks so much, guys. Anything in your chat room you got to talk about so far? These guys are going.
Let's see. My dog ran behind me, so my dad said, "Hi, Sammy." Hello, man. You come here like every week, and I appreciate it. I have no idea how to say your name. It's like Debjodi Haldar.
Debjodi Haldar.
I apologize for how much I probably butchered that, but hello to you. What about you?
Joel is saying, I didn't see this anywhere online, but he's saying BlackBerry is rumored to be abandoning hardware completely and will be moving toward software only. I don't know if that's a big deal. No one buys BlackBerries anymore, really, anyway.
But I don't understand how that works because their most recent phones that I've seen, at least, have been running Android. So they've like ditched their own. I mean, they have a couple like apps.
I think that's what I was going to say. I think they would go to BlackBerry Messenger.
That's their entire
probably
company.
like other security software type of apps, things like that. Victor is saying Apple said the hissing is part of the design. Revolutionary.
Yeah, like I was saying, someone explained it as to, I think it was iFixit or someone way more legitimately scientific than myself, was talking about it has to do with the way um, the drivers and speakers and stuff are set up. My guess is because it's behind the receiver at the top of the phone,
I have a
and I
I
don't
have a
know.
question for you.
Yes.
Johnny Ive,
Yeah.
has he lost it? You're gonna say no because I think you're scared of the backlash. But do you think he's like lost some mojo, or do you think it's like they don't want to purposely? Because it's tough to reinvent the wheel every so often. But do you think in a way he's lost his mojo, or is to where people aren't excited about it anymore? Because now, like, Samsung does not have a Johnny Ive, or they have somebody like, or they probably have a bunch of people, and they have the
They have
best looking
someone who's
phone
doing
in the
something
world
right
right
now.
now. If you don't think that phone's the most beautiful phone in the world, you're blind.
I completely agree with you. I don't think he's lost it. Here's my opinion on Apple's design. I think Samsung and many other um, brands, I think they go out and they don't just market, but they take surveys or they at least look at the public's opinion for, do they want a round phone? Do they want a square phone? Do they like the edge? Do they like this? Apple and Johnny Ive just, they're like,
Do whatever
here,
they want.
you can tell Johnny's like, I want the most simplistic. Like if there could be a phone with zero buttons and barely a screen, or nothing but just a screen, I feel like he would make that
Yeah.
phone. Um, so I think it's heading, and it is at a place exactly where he wants. But where the limitations and lack of innovation come is, and Apple people can kick me all they want, because I normally don't pull the Steve Jobs card, but Tim is a fantastic CEO. He's made more money. He's like quadrupled Apple's earnings, far more than what Steve Jobs ever did. So CEO wise, he technically is 1,000 times better. But I can imagine where if an engineer comes up to Tim and says, "Hey, like we just can't fit, the second speaker on the front of the phone because the home button's in the way." I can see Tim being like, "Did you try your hardest? Okay, that's fine. It will still make us money." Not to say he's not or that he's money hungry, but
But
like
that's the point of a
he's
company,
just,
is to make money and make more money and
yeah,
make
sure.
money.
And he's not gonna necessarily step in. And obviously, this is all speculation, but
No, this is the
Steve Jobs
truth.
was Steve Jobs had the ability to be like, no, you're not going home and you're not eating
Yeah.
until you figure this out, or something
I
like that. So I think that mentality at Apple corporate has changed.
yeah. I don't know. I've been very disappointed, and I talk about it every week. I've been disappointed in their software and their hardware for a very long time.
Every time I hold a 5 or 5S again, I'm like, I wish I had this just with a bigger screen. I love squared off
Yeah.
edges, and I love and that's why I like the Note so much because it's edge, so it's still
Mm-hmm.
rounded, but it still has like a defined edge,
Yeah.
which I think is just sleek and sexy.
I
And
think that will come back though in a couple of years, if not
you
five
laughing at me
years.
because people laugh at me because I call technology sexy. Technology can be sexy. It's designed.
um, I can't see it now. Someone was asking me if my, I forget his name. Damn, he was asking me if my Note 7 has been lagging and overheating. Oh, sorry, Darren has been asking about my Note 7 overheating and lagging. Not so much so far. He asked me in another week or two.
If you have to reboot or reset the RAM and stuff. That's M
Robert's
Tobin
telling us that
1000.
he sped up his phone by turning off animation scales. I'm almost done. Sorry. Greg, I have a question for you. Have you lost faith in Samsung going forward? Not at all, Flyboy. Not at all. No,
I,
go ahead.
I would even agree with that, even not being totally in love with Sam. I mean, I don't know if I can say they handle this the best they could, but they'll bounce back for it. It's still a fantastic. It was a fantastic phone
Have a
before,
fantastic rest of your
minus
day.
the whole exploding part. Um, but I don't think it obviously hurt them a bit financially, but you're not going to see Samsung go away in the next year or two. I
Yeah.
mean, financially wise, someone reported it, right? Like it was a huge amount of money, but in terms of their net worth, it was like 5% of what they're worth or something like
Yeah,
that.
it's not a lot of money. It's not a lot of money.
It's it I'm sure hurt the heart a little bit, but it's definitely not bankruptcy worthy.
No. So Google Allo was released this week, a couple days. Actually, what, yesterday?
Yesterday, it's brand new.
And I was so excited about this app. I was like, it's going to be the next iMessage for Android. Yep. And it's not very exciting. It's kind of boring. But I just saw an article where, I can't think of his name, but one of the guys that's like helping develop it at Google is saying that there's going to be updates every couple of weeks to improve it. It's just a 1.0 release. But so far, I'm like, I almost wish they combined them with Duo.
That's I remember that was their biggest thing. Like when I remember the keynote, or whenever they were announcing all, 3 or 4 of their new apps, like the updated Hangout, the updated Duo and Allo and all that stuff. And like everyone was really excited about all of the features, but then everyone's like, why can't everything be in Hangouts?
Yeah.
Like you should be able to have a great messaging experience in that. And sometimes I understand having separate apps, because there are some times where I don't like having everything if it has to be busy. That's why I don't like Facebook that much anymore, because it's just too much. But I think for messaging, video, and I don't know, something else, I feel like they could have put in one app.
Yeah, they could, because Facebook, there's a lot. They already have Hangouts, you're right. And Facebook Messenger does 3 things in one, but you need a Facebook account. So that kind of, even though a lot of people have Facebook, it kind of hinders them from growing, hugely, because you have to have a Facebook account. At least with Allo and Duo, you only need a phone number, and then it connects to your Google account ultimately. But I like it. It's kind of cool in some ways, but then it's kind of boring. I'd like to see where it goes in the next couple of weeks to months to see if it actually gets a lot better. But right now, it's cool. It's got potential, I should say, but it's kind of boring.
I was going to ask, like, why do you think it can be the replacement?
It needs to be the text messaging app too. They should get rid of their text messaging app, which I forget what it's called. It's like Google Messenger or something like that.
I was going to say, I think it's just called, because that's what's always confused me. Like, I get it, it's great. When I first started with Android, I was like, okay, so like, is there like a default messenger app, and then you can have third-party ones that are kind of like it? Like, because I agree with you that there should be one really good cross-platform, because on iPhone there's the Apple Messenger, obviously, which you can't remove, but a lot of people use WhatsApp, some people use Viber and a couple others, and I feel like you said, Android needs that, like the one that 80% of the users use most of the time.
It doesn't make sense that, because like you have so many people that just don't know. So someone like my mom or my dad who's not very good with technology, they have to know to get Duo. If they wanted to, talk to me, say if I'm overseas or if I'm just not in the country or whatever, say I don't have a good data, I don't have a good cellular connection, but I have good Wi-Fi, they'd have to download another app to text me. To message me. So like if Allo did all of that, the one app that could text message, that could instant message, that could video chat, and they didn't have to figure out. And it just had, like, when they clicked on my name, it could either do chat, audio, or video, just kind of like Facebook Messenger does. But it doesn't do that, and I don't think obviously it's definitely not going to change, because they just came out with Duo. Allo's not going to automatically all of a sudden going to have video chat as well. So
do you think that? Will these be stock apps on like Nexus devices?
I think they will once Allo becomes I have no doubt that Allo is going to eventually be a text messaging app as well. It's going to replace Messenger, because it's a different name. It's not Google Messenger is such a plain, boring name. It doesn't, like, at least Apple iMessage, like iMessage is a brand. So they need that Allo brand to take off so that it can be your one-stop messaging app. It'll never have video, but I think it'll eventually be able to do everything else except for email, maybe.
Okay.
We'll see where it goes. It's got potential, and obviously they're gonna put a lot of money behind it. I do like Duo. I've been using that. I probably almost use that every single day with my friends. Actually, I like it. It's easy. It's no frills. What are you thinking
No
about?
frills. Sorry, beta just rebooted.
You're getting
Um,
me nervous. I thought something bad happened.
nope. All good.
Do you have anything else on Google?
Jumping.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'll stay on. I'll jump in comments in a second. I was just I downloaded Google Allo yesterday, but I just like activated it, and then you and I literally sent like 2 messages back and forth just to like test it. And I agree that I mean it's quick. It's very basic like you mentioned. Are there any for me slash anyone else? Have you found any like neat tips of what you can do? Like I know when I hit the plus button, you have like emojis, your photos, pretty basic messengery type stuff.
Yeah. So while we're waiting for them to respond to that, so again, Ride with Rome is saying Allo would be great if it was a full chat app, meaning when you use it, it had all your past chats you could see. I agree with that. It'd be cool. Just like we were said earlier, in a one-stop shop. Allo needs to be the default Android messaging app out of the box for all OEMs. That's what Rex is saying.
Yep.
T-Mobile CEO is a competitor, which is good for us. I don't know what he's talking about. Gregel said his first ultimately. I said ultimately 13 times in one video the other day. It was like a 3-minute video.
Yeah, I saw that.
But the biggest problem with Allo is you have to get people to download it first. Ride with Rome is completely correct. If Allo has handled RCS, then we could bypass the carrier. I don't know what RCS is an abbreviation for. Pretty much everyone's saying the same thing that we are saying. So let's go on to our next topic. Before we get onto that, guys, I'm going to open the phone lines in a little bit after this topic. So make sure if you're going to call, you can text that number too, 619-721-3699. It is on. It's actually under my face. So make sure you call us. We'll take some of your calls.
Let me type that into
Yeah,
my chat
619-721-3699. You're not just going to throw it as a bunch of numbers, right? You're going to put dashes and stuff.
Yes.
So our last topic is Google Pixel. Now the Google Pixel is not out, but Google is now playing commercials on this phone. They're saying October 4th is when it's going to be, I think, released by all accounts. I don't know why they would say October 4th. It sounds like that's going to be the first day you can buy it. That's also the day of their, yeah, because there's a commercial. It says October 4th on some like cryptic.
Yeah, but they always tease like the announcement.
No, but
I've never seen like an announcement and then
dude,
like, hey.
This is a commercial I saw on TV. It's October 4th. Like, why would any phone maker say October 4th we're going to announce? I mean, I guess they could, but I think it's going to be the day
Apple does that for every
event. I bet you it's going to be the first day you can buy it at Verizon, because Verizon, I heard, is the exclusive carrier. And I bet you it's also going to be the day you can order it online. So people will start ending up getting it on like Monday and Tuesday, probably, if they order it online. But ultimately, that's my second ultimately, you can, there's news that came out that it is not really waterproof. It can take splashes of tiny bits of water. You can talk while you're walking in the rain, but you cannot submerge it in water for any period of time. And that's kind of sucks, because now I think you agree with me on this one, is that if you're going to bring out a flagship phone, you better have flagship specs. And a flagship spec on a new flagship phone is water resistance, right?
Completely agree. That was before the iPhone came out. I was like, this thing better have some type of waterproofing. Late 2016, and especially, I mean, it's one thing if like a budget, if the OnePlus 4 next year was still $400 and it didn't have waterproofing, it's like, okay. But like Google coming out with a flagship, or not Nexus, but Pixel device, like, come on.
It's so lame, man. I'm not that I put my phone under water. The LG V20 is not waterproof at all either, but I want that.
Is that modular?
No, you're thinking of the LG G5 or whatever it was this year.
Yeah, me and Michelle were Michelle and I were kind of freaked out the other day because like I was holding it and we were by like the sink or something, and my iPhone 7, and I was like, I'm gonna do it, and I was
Did
just
you make
like,
a video?
water. No, I did just because I was like scared. She was like, do it again. So we like dunked it, and it was a very liberating moment in our household.
It's definitely a nice. It's just a nice protection. I never dropped mine in the toilet, but it'd be nice if I have to drop it in the toilet or I drop it in the sink for or someone I can't swim, but someone throws me in the pool or I go in the ocean, whatever the reason. It'd be nice to just have that extra safety protection for it.
Yeah, the I remember when I was working at Apple, there's plenty of gross times where someone would come in, throw their phone at you basically and be like, my phone's broken, and I'll be looking at it like, oh, like what's wrong with it? And like, oh, I dropped it in my toilet. I'm like, come on, why would you just hand that to me?
Did you get Apple Care with your phone or no?
The iPhone upgrade program, it's built
Oh,
in,
that's
so.
right. If you get it through Apple, that's right. That's right. So it's like that's what I know. I'm kind of changing subjects, but
Very
it
cool.
goes together with it. That's one cool thing I like about the Apple thing this year is that if you crack your screen, it's only like $29 to get it fixed. Yeah, dude. It's part of Apple Care this year.
Not 29.
Yes, it is, dude. Look at it.
Are you
Yeah,
sure about that?
they announced it before the phone was when they were announcing the phone.
Damn, they super cut that.
Yeah, guys in the
fee.
chat, tell me I'm right. Even though it's all
Um,
Android fans.
That's all right. Well, an Android question here. JT, I believe you were here last week in a couple weeks. What's better, OnePlus 3 or Axon 7? The best video I've seen for that is actually from Ash Taylor. He created a badass cinematic video. And I agree with Ash as the OnePlus 3 is smoother. The Axon 7 has dual front-facing speakers, which probably sound better than the OnePlus's 3 speaker. But for me, I like quick, light software, and ultimately, I haven't personally had the Axon 7, but from every review I've seen of it, it's just a little bit more bloatware and stuff, a little bit more laggy of software.
I've heard it's super. Everything I read, especially on Amazon, if you're gonna think about buying the Axon, just go to Amazon, type in Axon, what is it, Axon 7 or something like that,
Yeah,
and
Axon
look
7.
at the reviews by the people. Everyone hates that thing. A lot of people, some people like it. Everyone hates it though. It's so laggy. It's buggy. I wouldn't go for
That's
it.
the thing. You can have a great camera that takes great pictures, great sound quality
Yep.
speakers. Phone manufacturers, they usually like go one or the other. They have great software and terrible hardware, or great hardware and terrible software. And I think the Axon 7, they did really good at making the hardware and the specs look really, really good on paper.
Yeah.
But then, I mean, it's just more of an immature company or budget company. So it's definitely still good phone, but if you have the budget for one of those two, I think Greg and I would both agree OnePlus 3 for the
Dude,
win.
OnePlus 3 is awesome. And plus, they already put a new update out this week.
Oh,
They keep doing
that's the downside though.
what?
He asked, "Can I use the OnePlus on Verizon?"
Oh
They are not
no, but
CDMA
you shouldn't be on
compatible.
Verizon. Come on, you know that. You know that they're a monster. They're like the
In
Apple
that
of
case,
phones. I mean,
get like the Nexus 6P once the
no,
new Pixel comes out.
get the old phone. You mean?
Well, like if they're looking for something in that price
Oh
range.
yeah. You can get a Nexus 6P right now for pretty cheap right now, especially if you buy it used. You can get it in the
Sorry,
$300.
JT. I know.
So let me go to my chat a little bit. They were talking about the Google Pixel here. They were saying that.
I like the pop-up sculptures.
Thank you.
No, the Google Pixel. Did you see those?
No, oh no, I didn't.
They were somewhere in the world or a couple places. They just had like secret pop-up.
Oh,
It's
I
like a
didn't.
big
I did see it, but I didn't look into
rectangle,
it.
and it has like a Google. It's literally just like a pop-up to get people to like, oh look, it's Google doing something.
Ride with Rome is saying Google phones do well with people who want to keep their phones updated. Think about how long it takes to get the latest OS on a Samsung phone. I have a new Note 7 and the OS is already out of date. He's kind of right. Anonymous agent saying Google Pixel specs don't look promising. 3450 milliamp battery, 4 gigabytes of RAM. But remember, that's more or less the same as the Note 7.
Yeah, it has the JT asked how much are the new Pixels going to cost. Is Google pretty much the same as when their new phone comes out? They replace the old price just like Apple
They
does.
just started. It's actually, there's rumors that the phone's actually going to be more expensive than it previously has been in the past. They're saying that the cheapest Pixel is going to be $649. If that's true, that's going to be the 32 gigabyte 5.2 inch model, and then the five.
I mean, that's the same as every other, the base Note.
Yeah,
base
but the problem is
Note.
with that, dude, is that no one knows about this damn phone. So
Yeah, I mean, I won't complain about 34, 50, or whatever milliamp battery. That's a solid. If it's optimized, that's a solid battery.
it
life.
is it's totally enough, especially for nowadays. But it sucks, dude. That price is super high. That's really high. When the first Nexus phone came out, those first like 3, 4, 5 generations that came out, they were like 300 or less, man. And now they're
Yeah, I was gonna say I got the Nexus 5 for like $299, something like that back.
and now it's
3 years
getting
ago.
way too high. Well, the Ultimate just became contagious. Initial Focus said his first ultimately.
What?
They're saying it's contagious. It's the only word that you can say. If you're in tech and you don't say ultimately, you're not a real tech tuber.
Well, it's not also our fault because half of people's marketing, especially in the laptop realm, it's like this is the HP Ultimate Ultrabook.
Buy it
So,
now.
like every commercial is like the ultimate in battery life at 500 milliamps. What's the most milliamp in a phone? Is it 4,000? Is that the highest currently still?
No, I think what's it called? I think Blue has like a 5,000 or something. But I mean, like
Is that
actual
that's
big
the
ass
company-
phones.
I was gonna say there's some company that, and it may be Blue, that has a 7-inch phone, and I'm sorry, you can market it a phone all you want, but that is just a tablet with cellular reception.
Well, they could make a phone that was 4,000 milliamp battery. The batteries are getting skinnier, which is
This
nice.
is the phone I'm gonna go back to. This guy. Here we go.
That was still a charge every day kind of phone, right? I don't even remember. Do you know? Do you remember? You had to charge that phone every day, right? It's not like you get 2 or 3 days battery life out of it, right?
You could maybe get to. I mean,
If you
it was
didn't
a
use
color.
it.
It was one of the first color screens, so I definitely remember charging it every night. Let me see what the milliamp on this battery is. Ooh, that's a good question, JT. It's scary to call it out. I don't know if you want to answer this. We don't have to answer this. JT asked, "What's our favorite member of Team Christmas?"
I don't want to answer it, damn it. I actually like them all for different reasons. And I'm not saying that to
Yeah.
get out of the question. I like Lou. I think Lou's the best speaker out of all of them. I think if I had to grab one of them to just do a talk, I think I would choose him. He's very inspirational. Austin is really positive and has amazing energy. What else? Who else?
MKBHD I like for his honesty, the fact that he's never taken money for a review.
He's very humble. I like his humbleness.
Yeah. Jonathan has the best cinematography, I'd say, out of them. Like you said, Austin has the best
I gotta let my
energy,
dog
I
out. 1
think.
sec.
And I would definitely agree that Lou is good. MKBHD all the way. I mean, yeah, a lot of people feel that way. And I'm curious, what do you guys think? And I'll ask Greg once he puts his headphone back.
What'd you say?
Out of who's your favorite up and coming? I don't know if you know of follow any, more up and coming. So maybe like sub 100,000 or under 100,000 subs.
I don't know if
Do you have any favorite?
follow any. You have to have over. I don't know if I follow shit. I don't even know. I don't look at people's subscriber counts usually. I mean, you know what? YouTube is very, what's the word? Like biased. Anytime someone posts a video, usually that person usually has a lot of subscribers. So if I posted a video about Samsung, a Note 7 review, and Initial Focus did too, but then MKBHD and some other guys did. Me and Initial Focus, we'd be so lucky if we were on the first page, the second, or even the third page. So it's very biased.
I remember when the OnePlus 3 came out. If you searched OnePlus 3, my video was like 5 or 6 videos down, And then within a day, once all those guys released their videos, it was like, I don't know, page 2 or 3. But
They're cool. I
it's
don't
just
know
like,
what my favorite is though, but let me see. So some of the people, anonymous agent, I don't know where he's getting this, but he's saying that the Pixel is going to be $399, the XL will be $499.
oh, $399.
If that would be more, I would definitely
I
snatch
mean,
one of
that
them
would
up then.
explain the lack of
I
waterproof.
probably still will grab one, but whatever. Greggles, our initial focus. When do you think Samsung will catch up to Apple when it comes to GPU power?
Well, I mean, in terms of hardware, I won't even let Greg say that they've already surpassed them. I mean, purely based on specs, they have octa-core whatevers, but optimization, I don't know. I'm not a fan of TouchWiz. How do you feel about their reliability and optimization getting better year to year?
I would
You
say it
see
definitely
their
gets better
optimization.
year to year, but it still has. It's fast, but it always has lag in it for me eventually, or at times, or
Do you think that's just because of the bloatware? Like if it was stock.
I would love to really know because they do after a few months they always release an unlocked phone that has the same exact specs as the Note 7 that you get from the carrier. I would actually love to test that out, but I would say
What if
yeah, I don't know.
I'd be curious if you took your Note 7 or if someone took their Note 7 and put a custom ROM on it, like
It's
put
fast. It's very fast.
because then once you have a light software and you just are testing the hardware, I'm sure the Note 7 I'm sure it could beat the iPhone in
Well,
certain
I don't know,
benchmarks.
maybe benchmarks, just fluidity through the operating system. If we've said it before, if it had the option to, you know what I actually wish they would do now, because you can do it when you buy computers from Microsoft. When you buy a computer from Microsoft, it only has Windows on it. It doesn't have any crapware on it. I wish when you bought an Android phone, maybe you could spend an extra $30 and have no junk crapware on it.
So that way they still get their ad
Yeah, they
money
still
or
get their ad
whatever.
money, but at the same time, you're
Well,
getting a clean version of the phone. I'm so smart, huh?
what phone does Obama have? The government uses iPhones. I know that
Why would they do that?
because iMessage is
It's the most
no
secure
one's been
messaging
able to hack
system
it.
ever.
Hey, no one's been able to hack it, so say what you
All
want.
right, guys. So the chat line, the phone line is open if you want to give it a call. No one called last week. You guys call my live show, but you're scared to call the
You got like 10
podcast.
minutes.
619-721-3699. The number's right under my face. Eat it. Let's talk about what you got coming up this week so far.
Um, Gotta finish up a couple more iPhone videos, and
Ooh.
yeah, I gotta get rid of this 6S Plus in the next day or so. So
Okay.
probably, yeah, that's one of the videos. I upload a couple benchmarks, and yeah. What about
Is there
you?
anything before you go on? Is there anything about the 6S that you actually like that the 7 doesn't have?
Well, I mean, in terms of feel, it feels like the same damn phone, but um, in terms of like physical feel, but no, I don't miss the headphone jack. I haven't run into a single spot. Right now, it's just the fact that I miss having a black face front phone,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll have that in a couple weeks. But the camera bump is bigger, so I guess it feels a little more awkward up top. No, there's nothing.
Nothing? Come
Nothing.
on.
I mean, think about it. They take. It's not like some. And we talked about this the other time. Like every Android phone usually has one or two like really good things, but then there's like a huge trade off compared to another phone. But the iPhone is like a happy mix of everything, like good now speakers, battery, software, camera. So every year that just gets a little bit better, and they don't really remove any
Yeah.
features. So there's nothing. I'd be surprised if anyone. I can totally understand if someone answered, "Hey, like my 6S is fine. You know, I don't plan on upgrading, but
Yeah.
yeah,
I think if my dad still had an iPhone and I told him what was different about it, he'd probably just stay with the regular the 6S, the 6
yeah."
Plus,
I know my dad
6S
said he
Plus.
wasn't caring to upgrade. He's waiting for the 7
Oh,
or
we
the
got a call,
8.
dude. Here we go. First call of the
Might be JC.
podcast. Hey, what's going on?
Nothing much.
Laughing, but
You?
it's like, ooh.
Good. Who is this?
It's Jackie.
Jackie, how are you?
Good, good.
What's on your mind today?
Nothing much. Just came back from home. Um, I was all day at school. Yeah.
Okay, nice. You got any questions for us today?
I kind of skipped all the stuff about Note 7, but I don't know what really happens.
What do you mean? You skipped the stuff.
Like, is it safe?
Oh, you mean is it safe?
Yeah.
So if you, I don't. Which did you? Do you have the Note 7 now? I forget.
I mean, like, what's it called? My friend got a Note 7 like some time ago, and like I don't know if he had the same problem, but he like said the battery was shitty, but I didn't like follow the trend.
The battery's still not that good. The battery, I don't think the battery is very good. I have to charge my phone twice a day, and I have to charge it usually every day around 2, 3, 4 o'clock, and then I end up using it from 4 to 10 or 11, and by the time I go to bed, it's at 50%. So the battery sucks. It's very bad.
Does it actually have like
Which is surprising.
fast charge feature like the OnePlus?
Yeah, it has fast charge 2.0. So it's not as fast as the OnePlus 3's fast charging, but it is it's pretty good. It's definitely slower than, like I said, the OnePlus 3, but it's faster than most phones it's faster than phones that don't have fast charging. Yeah.
Nice. So I gotta go because it's like kind of expensive.
But yeah, where are you calling from, by the way?
Canada.
Awesome, man. What?
Oh, damn.
Well, where in Canada?
Colin.
Montreal, Quebec.
Awesome. I'm going there in October.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'll make a little video. So maybe we can meet up and have some poutine.
Yeah.
All right, brother. I appreciate you calling.
Yeah.
Thanks. Awesome. My first international caller, I believe, and our very first caller, and he's international, man.
He's like, I gotta go. This phone call's super.
He's like, I gotta get a job just to pay for this phone call. It's expensive. That's awesome. If you guys want to call again, 619-721-3699. We're gonna wrap this up fairly soon. We got another call. Sorry. Hey, what's going on?
Hi, I'm JT.
JT, welcome to the show.
Thanks. I was just wondering what's the best phone I can get on Verizon network.
All right, I love it. So JT, before we get started, how old are you and what state are you in?
I am 13 and I am in California.
Nice, me too, dude. San Diego, California. That's where I am anyway. So the best phone on Verizon is, do you like iPhone or Android?
Android all the way.
Oh yes, my boy. So ultimately, what you want is there's 3 phones that I'm really excited. Well, the Note 7 is awesome, but sometimes you get lag on it. I don't know how, if you have a lot of apps on there, it's expensive.
I really don't like Samsung software.
Okay, you don't like. Okay, Samsung's out the door.
Yeah.
2 phones left for you. I'd either go the Google Pixel, which comes out October 4th, or I would go LG V20, or I forgot, you guys have those Droid phones too, the Motorola ones, the Droid Z.
I've tested some of those out.
So those are cool too. I would either go one of those 3 phones. Ultimately, if I were you, I would go the Google Pixel.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to when the phones come out.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. You got any questions for him, Michael?
No, I think those are.
I don't think so.
Cool. Well, we appreciate you calling, man. Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, later, brother. Awesome. Look at that. Our first illegal. What?
I was gonna say I don't know how you're.
I don't know where I was trying to position. Our first non-adult.
Just wrap it up after that.
So we're gonna.
Awesome.
So
we're about an hour in.
Yeah. So unless you guys have one more call, thank you so much. Ask her how much she pays. Flyby. I think that was a young boy. I think it was a young boy. I think. Anyways, guys, this week I didn't even get to answer. I have a couple videos coming out. I have a bunch of iPhone 7 cases that I need to review. I'm just waiting to get my hands on an iPhone. And then I'll continue wrapping up the Samsung coverage that I've been doing. And I will also eventually change that into daily tech news. So if you like kind of that format, I will be doing these, 3 to 5 minute daily tech news updates to generate some buzz for people to talk about with me on my channel. That's basically it, though. Do you have anything else you wanted to say? Do you have any secrets you can tell us yet?
Not just yet. I don't believe.
You do have. Remember, I said this last week, guys, but he's got something very exciting that he will hopefully be able to tell us. Wait, next week you're not going to be here, right?
Probably not. Well, yeah.
Probably not. So I might end up doing the show myself, carrying it on. Maybe we'll see. All right, guys. Do you have anything else?
Nope.
Make sure you follow Initial Focus. Just Google him or YouTube him. Initial Focus on YouTube. Also follow me, Greggles TV, guys. Thanks for watching this. We do this every single Thursday, 3 to 4, sometime between 3 and 4 p.m. Pacific. We'll see you guys down the road. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.
And stop stream.